Shazamcast?
Come on, Logan! Let's go find aliens!
Oh, burn, Leo, burn.
X-Men featuring Scott Pilgrim.
That's such a double
It's
title.
a fucking X-Men movie.
You got a butt.
Shazamcast.
Alright.
Brilliant.
Welcome back.
Hello, everybody. Sorry,
How
do
you
you want to do the intro this time?
No, fuck off. Welcome back, boys and girls. How you doing? This is Dan.
I'm Leo, and
Are you?
you know what? Actually, Dan, this is episode 13.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, crazy. Dan, do you know about comic books?
Yes.
That's funny. I don't. So,
what a coincidence.
yeah.
We both happen to watch a comic book themed movie.
And then talk about it on the show for you for free on iTunes and WordPress.
And soon YouTube. We're getting that. Don't worry. We're getting on that.
Yeah, if you guys have been listening to the outros and you've been hearing my voice be like, subscribe to YouTube to hear all our latest comic-y content as soon as it comes out. Well, we don't have any videos uploaded to YouTube by the time we're recording this, which means we definitely don't have it by the time you're... No, wait a minute. We might have it by the time you're listening to this. Who knows?
It might be the apocalypse when you're listening to this. We record these in like a month in advance, so...
Nobody knows.
Except everyone.
Yeah, and if the apocalypse does come, the Earth might become a ruined wasteland.
And we will be the only bastion of hope to save humanity.
Yes.
And-
I was gonna
and-
go more in a
oh.
direction
Oh.
like all the
Oh,
cities
I see
are,
what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like...
all the cities are combined into
Oh, yeah.
one big mega city, basically in America, and
Sylvester Stallone will become a raging, murderous sociopath.
who, for some reason, is trusted with the job of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd, everybody! So this is a movie, I believe, based on... Was it a series of comic books or just one comic book?
So, a bit of a peek behind the curtain. I don't know shit about Judge Dredd.
Oh, well, this is
But-
truly a new nuisance for us.
Fuck
Sorry,
off.
go on.
Anyways, but so what I think from my knowledge it was part of like a magazine that ran in the I think like late 80s and has been going on for a while, I think. So, yeah.
Damn.
But enough about that. Let's talk about the movie we are reviewing today, which is Judge Dredd, 1995.
Do you want to do? Let's do a quick synopsis for people who don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah,
the year is the future and is narrated by James Earl Jones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that was him at the beginning.
Ah, I couldn't tell. That's great. Yeah, that was. Oh, that was so him, wasn't it?
All right, so here, let me. The plot is the year is 2039. The planet Earth has changed into a virtually uninhabitable place called the Cursed Earth.
The
All of
cursed Earth.
Oh my god. All of the Earth's populations have crowded into the cities across the planet, known as megacities. This is so fucking repetitive.
Right.
The crime. Oh, here's megacities again. The crime in these megacities became so violent and so powerful that the regular justice system was powerless to contain it. Then it collapsed completely. But a new justice system came from the ashes. There were three judge systems in one: police, jury, and executioner. They were called judges. In Megacity 1, formerly New York, there was a judge named Joseph Dredd, who was the toughest, most stringest. No, this is on IMDb. It's
1 sec.
maybe
Let me take
this
a
is
look.
on. This is maybe my dyslexia acting up.
IMDb Judge Dredd. Here we go. I got it. No, he wasn't the stingiest judge. That can't be right.
It's stringent, and most stringent judge in history.
Nah, that's not it. 1 sec. Judge Dredd. Where is this?
I'm on IMDb.
Where on IMDb?
I just googled fucking Judge Dredd, and you go under the
plot
cast.
summary. Here we are.
Yeah, no, it's storyline, and it's
I'm in storyline right now.
Yes.
He was the most stringent judge.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Who is the toughest, the most stringent judge in history? One day he was charged with murder and was tried and sentenced to live in prison because of it. Then Dredd found out that it was in fact a person who shares his DNA, former Judge Rico.
Ooh.
Now Dredd has to find out what Rico is planning to do and discover his past. Written by John Wiggins.
It takes Dan one story outline to go from James Earl Jones to the cheesy trailer guy.
So basically, what the story doesn't tell you is that...
also, Rob Schneider's there.
Yeah, Judge Dredd was... So Judge Dredd is Sylvester Stallone, and he was created basically
He's
as
like a clone or some shit.
Yeah, he's like a magic... Yeah.
Oh my god, if you thought X-Men Origins Wolverine was stupid...
Yeah, the plot is a little convoluted.
A little.
Fair enough. I don't know. I didn't... Okay. Sylvester Stallone was made as like a clone thing from like all the best genes so that he would be super awesome.
He's got like, denim, some stuff from Old Navy.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
So, Sylvester Stallone and also Rico, who was Armando Assante.
Was he good? I hated him.
No, he was Armando... I was saying the name of the actor. I didn't say anything about how good he was.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, yeah, there's a bunch of shit happens. Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
we'll get into it and then...
I actually took notes.
Oh, yes!
Like a bunch of them.
And so did I. That's awesome. We'll have a lot to talk about this episode.
But they're stupid notes. Well, some of them are stupid. Some of them are poignant. You hear zipping because I'm getting my fucking iPad out of my bag.
What are you doing? Oh, you're getting your note. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting my notes.
I thought you were unzipping the best jeans that he was made of.
Oh, this just got saucy.
That's going in some kind of new remix at some point.
Oh, of course.
If I ever decide to make a new theme song. That theme song you're listening to at the beginning of every show, by the way, that's by me.
Oh.
So, feel free to write into shazamcast@gmail.com to let me know how awesome it is. That would be fully appreciated.
Okay, enough whoring.
Okay.
Let's talk about fucking notes. I actually took a bunch of notes.
All right.
The first note I have is life, death, and what happened there was Judge Dredd was fucking beating the shit out of some criminals, and he's like about to carry out the sentence. Is like. The criminal's like, oh, what's it gonna be, Judge? Life? And then he just shoots him in the head and it's like, death.
Oh my god, he's so cheesy.
Oh my god. But that actually brings me to my first, big note, is that this movie is actually like Judge Dredd. It's okay. And it's pretty good. When the first part when he's going into the building and, is beating up the criminals who take Rob Schneider hostage or whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool because it's cool action and Sylvester Stallone looks.
Rob Schneider is in this, by the way. He's a comedic sidekick.
He has a name, but we call him. What's his? His name is
Fergie.
Fergie. Of course, it's fucking Fergie. If you put Rob Schneider in a movie, his name's gonna be motherfucking Fergie.
Herman Fergie Ferguson is his name.
Great, I needed to know that. Anyway, so yeah. Sorry, just looking at some of my notes and I'm like, what the fuck are these?
I have some too that I'm like, because I watched this movie at 1 a.m., so I have some notes that are also like, what the hell was I talking about?
One of my notes is literally just trust fall. I have no idea.
Oh my god.
I know it's totally referring to that one video where the guy's just running around yelling trust fall and falling on people, but I have no idea why I wrote it.
Trust fall, I'm falling, trust me.
I love that video so much.
Great video. Yeah, look it up if you haven't seen it.
Oh my god. Stop
I have a note that, does Sylvester Stallone always talk like that? He was like, because the first time Sylvester Stallone showed up, he was like,
aliens, yeah!
Citizens, I am Judge Dredd.
It sounds like he's
I will.
His lips are falling off.
It was like, well, he is Sylvester Stallone. But yeah, I am Judge Dredd. I am the law. Surrender or you will be. He was like Christopher Walken with a megaphone.
Yes, but yeah, Sylvester Stallone is a fucking cheese in this movie.
It's insane.
By the
I
way-
actually have a note that comes before anything that we've already talked about, so we should cover that really quick.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, there's scrolling text that tells you all the exposition that
James
Dan
Earl
read to you
Jones.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's narrated by James Earl Jones.
Is it? Let me just double check that.
And either way, my first note is I can read scrolling text narrator.
Dude, that's like James Earl Jones. You don't not have James Earl Jones. Yep, that he was the narrator.
Yeah.
You don't not have him.
Well, I
It's
didn't realize it was him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have minded as much.
All right.
But wait. So do you want to do good things and then?
Oh yeah, we'll do good things, bad things. So this is my biggest note: is that this movie has an amazing atmosphere, and I love it.
The design is
Like,
so great.
I'm a huge sucker for like practical effects. I love puppetry. I love claymation and all that stuff. And this movie had a bunch of it. Like I don't think there's very little CGI in it. Like all the robots and all the mutants were all CGI, or no, not all CGI, all costumes. Like it's like probably the highlight for me was the fucking mutants who looked beautiful. And like people are like, oh, CGI, blah blah blah. But then you look at fucking shit like this, and it's like, whoa, look what they could do, and look how real it looks. I love that. So
Yeah.
my biggest note is that I love all the practical effects,
Yeah.
and I love how I love it's very stylized in a really
yeah.
awesome way, and I really like
Mega
that.
City 1 is a beautiful, beautiful landscape.
Mhm.
It just looks so great. There's like this opening where Rob Schneider's just getting off the plane from jail. He's arriving back. And there's this cool like opening credits. It's like zooming through Mega City 1 and you just like fly by the Statue of Liberty, which is like in the middle of Manhattan now. It's the best. I love the design.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I think that's like. Oh, I liked the female sidekick. She was.
Oh, Hershey, Judge
she
Hershey.
felt like Hershey. Yeah, I liked her. She felt like she was like actually trying to act in this movie.
Oh
unlike
yeah, she was
most
like
people.
legit. Diane
Mhm.
Lane is her name.
Oh
She
yeah,
was
she's.
like,
Shout out to Diane Lane.
yeah, she was good.
Oh, you know who I think? Oh, you know who I think she goes and plays? If I'm right, I'm gonna just check this. Is this? She was Martha Kent in Man of Steel.
Oh wow.
No. Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah, so she. Yeah, it's really interesting because like once you get into the comics and comic book industry, you just fucking stay there. Like, recently.
We'll get back to you, Diane Lane.
But yeah, recently actually they announced that fucking Brendan Routh is going to be the Atom, I think it was either the Flash or an Arrow, but he was originally Superman in Superman Returns in 2006. So it's really interesting how you stay in the industry, like no matter what. Because
That
like
is really interesting.
like Chris Evans is fucking Captain America and Human Torch, Ryan Reynolds, blah blah
Oh
blah.
right.
So, but yeah, it's an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah, fancy that. You know who was really good? Max von Sydow as Judge Fargo, Chief Justice Fargo.
Yeah, he was so much like he was like trying a bit too hard, I thought.
A little bit in certain parts, but he was
Yeah.
like this wise mentor figure who dies halfway through.
my God.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god, we need to talk about his dying scene.
Oh yes.
Oh my
we
god,
will.
the fucking lightning in that was hysterical.
Oh my god.
The light, it's like Rico is your brother.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, he's like, oh my god, you're right. He was like, Rick. I didn't even notice that at the
The
time. But it
lightning
was like,
was like every other line there was lightning striking, super dramatic.
but the thing is, that's because every other line in that scene was like a big reveal. It was like,
I know, but it was so funny and so cheesy.
Joseph, you were a genetically modified clone. Brrr. And then
What?
you're saying I was a clone?
Oh my god.
And then Rico was made with you.
it was
Rico
so
was
funny.
my brother.
They got into the Stallone voice, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Rico was my brother.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing it right. Let's see. Oh, this movie actually, like, they know how to do exposition fairly well in certain parts of it. In certain parts that, like, near the beginning, I forget what this was in terms to. It just says they know how to do exposition. I'm not sure what that means.
I'm just looking through my notes, and one of them is literally Stallone looks like he just got back from a root canal. Because his face is melting. Literally, look at his fucking face. It looks like it's coming off his damn skull.
Oh my god, that's terrible, but I love it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, here's something I really liked. There was there were like food robots that like vendor
recycled.
near the beginning. Rob Schneider hides inside a recycle food vendor robot, and it was like a robot that was like walking around the hallway of the criminal's house, and he was like, "Recycled food is good for the environment and okay for you," and I just love that. It's the like the commentary in this is great.
Yeah, like. When it actually like kind of gets that it's stupid and whatever, then it's then it's okay. And I wish it just like I wish it stayed in the megacity, and I wish it like actually was about Judge Dredd being Judge Dredd, like in the new one.
Oh yeah, we'll get into Dredd that came out in 2012. We'll get into that next episode, but the new one is a lot more about Judge Dredd actually being Judge Dredd while doing other crap. And This first note says Rico is pretty awesome, but then later I go back and say Rico has his moments, but at times he's just ridiculous.
Okay.
So, because the first scene that Rico was in, he was all right, but then
literally the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, did this turn into Silence of the Lambs?
Because the way that he like
when he's like behind the glass and he's like, oh hello,
yeah. You've come back, Fargo. Yeah, I don't know. Here's wait, no, that's a negative note.
Alright, I have one more positive note.
Yeah.
I think. What is it? Oh, Rob Schneider. He is a horrible actor in this. Like, just so bad. But he was also really relatable because he just did not want to do anything. He was just like, the entire movie is just like, I am not going in there. I don't want any part of this. Get me out of here. And he's like,
because you'd think, so I said, in one of my notes, I thought Rob Schneider was going to be funny, but he's actually quite annoying.
Did you really think he was going to be funny, Leo?
At one point, well, he started out as like the comedic sidekick, and I was like, maybe they'll do something interesting with him. But then later I said, he has his moments, though. He just never stops screaming. And that was the most annoying part of him, the fact that he was always screaming, like, whenever. But it is incredibly relatable, because if I was in the plot of Judge Dredd, I would also be like, God damn it, just get me out of here. I don't want any part of this. Oh my god.
I have a note later that is kind of negative, but whatever. But, there's this one scene where they're trying to get back into the mega city because they got, kicked out, or whatever. And they... have to go through this like vent that goes on fire every like 30 seconds or so.
Oh right.
And actually, fun fact, I counted down, and it was 30 seconds.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
I wasn't sure the timing was right, but that's interesting.
So it was him and Judge Dredd arguing.
Oh right.
And my note is literally just, when did this turn into The Odd Couple? Because like they're just like bickering like a fucking old married like husband and wife. It's just like, I'm not going in the door. We gotta go. We ain't going the door. It's the only way in. I don't care. I'm gonna go do something. He's like, come on, darling, you gotta go in there. So yeah, that's.
My god. I'm trying to find good notes before we get into the.
Yeah.
Oh, there's at one point, so Judge Dredd gets sentenced to death, and he gets on the plane, which is where he meets Rob Schneider again. They reunite, and then the plane crashes after it's shot down by like this mutant family that's living in the desert called the Angel Family, I think.
Awesome.
And they're like, they like talk like they're religious. They talk about like God and stuff, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it was like right after the plane crashes when I started to zone out.
It was really. That's.
By the way, spoiler. I zoned out like halfway through the movie, so I had like no idea what was going on. Like literally, one of my notes is like Judge Dredd is meeting up with Hershey, and she's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then my note is just, "Good fucking question," because I was just lost. And I'm not like blaming the movie or anything. I was just like, whatever.
Did you like get back to it and realize what was going on later?
No.
Or are you still lost?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of vaguely get what happened, but I still have no idea what they were doing in the megacity before they met. I don't even remember, like, between when they were in the fire and...
After the crash of the plane, or after the fire tube?
After the fire tube.
After the fire tube, they just go into the megacity. There's a big chase scene.
Dude, don't fucking explain it, I don't care.
Well, no, I'll just say it's quick. There's a big chase scene where everyone thinks Judge Dredd is guilty, so all the judges like chase after him. Then
I see.
he gets to where Rico is about to create a bunch of friggin' melty clones. And then
oh yeah, the clones are cool. Again, with the practical effects.
The clones looked really cool. He's like, Rico makes a bunch of like creepy clone things based on his own genes in order to make like an army so he can take over. But
yeah, but whatever, I don't care. Move on. Do you have any more positive notes?
All right, I'm looking for positive notes. Let's see. I don't have positive notes. I have notes that are
questions?
Wait, actually, I'm looking for questions. Oh, yeah, one is, how the hell do these desert barbarians know about Judge Dredd, who by the looks of it never leaves Mega City 1?
I don't know, he's, well, probably like,
The desert pop was like, the famous Judge Dredd, wow! And it's like, what, how, what? But okay, that was like, whatever. Do I have any actual questions? No, oh, here's one that's not a bad thing, it's just, it's neutral. This movie, again, someone said this is madness. I'm gonna count every time someone says that in a movie,
who said
like
this?
on this show. In The Wolverine, the Archer dude said this is madness during the big scene with Silver Samurai, and this time, I think it was Judge Griffin probably,
Who the fuck
or
is
someone.
Judge Griffin?
The like weird guy with the like Russian or something accent that was helping Rico the entire time.
I don't at all. You know, whatever, go. Move on.
He was, like, not interesting to the plot particularly. He was just, like, some,
whatever.
ass
Great.
who, like, thought he could take over. But so...
Oh, wait, he was that guy! Yeah.
That guy.
Whatever.
Yeah, some ass that thought he could take over. Oh, of course. Let's see. I don't... Oh. Oh, and here's a... Yeah, I'll ask right now. The movie ends, Judge Dredd gets on his bike and he, like, makes out with Hershey, which we'll get into later, and then he's like...
I totally forgot Hershey was a girl for a second, and I was like, wait, isn't that the judge who, like, died? And I was...
That's Fargo.
So, again, if you couldn't tell, I have no idea what happened near the end of this movie. I'm sorry.
But so it's fine. He gets on his bike and he, like, starts to fly away. And then I was, like, watching the outro, like, of the movie where he's just, like, he says, like, Hershey puts on his helmet and she's like, you're not even gonna say goodbye? And then he's like, oh, no, sorry, they destroy a bunch of the city, and the city council's like, well, we're gonna have to rebuild now. And then Dredd gets on his bike and he puts on his helmet and Hershey's like, you're not even gonna say goodbye? And then he's like, goodbye. And then he kisses her and then he gets on his bike and starts to fly away. And you see him, like, flying away from Mega City, like, or not from, like, into the sky, and then you just, like, see him flying across the sky, and I'm like, I'm just sitting there staring at my screen like, where the hell is he going?
He's getting cranked himself.
No, because, like, why would he then have to say goodbye to Hershey? She is on his squad. She works with him. What are you talking about?
I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me?
He just gets on his bike and flies away.
They're trying to do some dramatic shit ending, whatever.
I know, but why?
Why the hell are you asking me? Okay, so... Look, okay, are we doing bad notes now?
I think we're doing bad notes.
I have two really major notes.
All right.
Well, I have a few major notes, but the first one is, remember at the beginning of this I said that I know literally nothing about Judge Dredd?
Yes.
I lied. I know one thing about Judge Dredd. You know what that one thing is?
What?
He never takes off his helmet, ever.
All right.
And you know what? You know how often he has his helmet on in this movie?
He has it off most of the time.
Yeah! So, literally, the only thing I fucking knew about it that got wrong, so that's not a good sign.
To be fair, this was also an emotional journey for Judge Dredd for some reason, which it's never supposed to be, I think. Or at least I think, like, I don't think Judge Dredd is supposed to be, like, an emotional story where he learns to have feelings or something.
Also, the thing is, Sylvester Stalone actually looks somewhat good in the Judge Dredd helmet.
He does.
But outside the helmet, he looks like he's wearing a fucking Halloween mask of himself. Yeah, okay, I'll stop ripping on Sylvester Stallone's face. I mean,
That's fine. Cheap jokes is what makes this Joe good.
okay. So now here's the big doozy. The 1, 2, 3 knockout. You ready?
Okay.
This movie is Star Wars Episode 2.
What?
When you think about it, this movie is almost exactly like Star Wars Episode 2.
What?
Have you seen Star Wars Episode 2?
Maybe.
Dude, it's no shame. No shame here.
I might have not.
Oh, have you not seen it?
I maybe did not know.
It's whatever, it's a prequel.
Come to think of it, oh my god.
What?
I haven't seen the prequels.
Damn, son. But, okay.
Oh no, I saw part of the Phantom Menace.
Alright, but so for...
I gave up.
But for those of you who have seen the prequels, I think you'll kind of get what I'm saying, because there's the chasing, there's the riding, the speed cars through the city, there's the going into the desert and murdering the locals, there's the plot revolving around clones, there's like the whole, you know, I don't even fucking remember the plot of episode 2 anymore, but like,
There's a
it's
stupid romance. I know there's a stupid romance.
yeah. There's not a stupid
badly.
romance in Dredd, or Judge Dredd, is there?
Well, no, actually, but Dredd and Hershey do kiss at the end for some reason, and basically, actually, literally at the beginning of the movie, I have a note that says, "God, I really hate Dredd and like most everyone else so far," which was just in reference to the fact that Dredd is actually a jerk, but at that time I wasn't aware that was kind of the point, and I didn't like it yet.
Yeah.
But I still proceeded to like everyone's acting more. But anyways, I liked Hershey. She actually like did a pretty decent job acting, and then like a few notes like after the introduction of Hershey, I say if Dredd and Hershey get again, I was taking these notes at like 1 a.m. because I was like watching the movie really late. So my note is not that 1 a.m. is late for me, guys. Just saying. But no, so my note is if Dredd and Hershey get together, I'm a stab a bitch.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I never get so thug in these notes.
Alright, let me see. So, but yeah, that's my big thing for those people who have seen the prequels. It's surprisingly similar, and like, yeah,
That's weird.
it's understandable why the prequels were so bad if you base them off of fucking Judge Dredd 1995. Let me see.
Oh, I got something.
Yeah.
The fact that and I talked about this earlier, the fact that they make it an emotional journey for Dredd, which I'm not going to talk like I know anything about Judge Dredd, but one thing that I can kind of tell from, you know, the genre of it is that he's supposed to be like, you know, a steely dude, and there was like this moment where Hershey was like, I don't know, she was like running after Dredd in a locker room for some reason, and she was like, you know, talking about like, don't you have friends and stuff? And she was like, there was just one moment where she was like, haven't you ever had a friend? And he like closed his locker and looked at her and he was like, yes, once. And then I was like, oh god, and that was just my note. And I was like, they're gonna give him a tragic backstory.
Did they? They didn't even. They just like they vaguely said like, I don't know. Maybe
he judged Rico for killing a bunch of people, and he thought that Rico was dead because of it.
I have a okay. Oh, I forgot to mention this note at the beginning, which is, when they're reporting in the crime at the beginning, the big fight scene. It's like they say they're at the corner of Abbott and Costello. I'm not even joking with that. I'm just like, fuck you doing, Dredd.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
They're at the corner of Abbott and Costello?
Yeah, those are the only names I could fucking think of, apparently.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright. That's interesting.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Whoa there.
I'm alive, don't worry.
Did you just have a hairball?
And I coughed, you asshole.
Reusing jokes from previous episodes.
Were you?
Oh, I got something.
Yeah.
This movie, literally, it's not even that it overuses it, it just doesn't know, like, it doesn't know it's overusing it, even. This is, my god, the cliche twist where, like, someone's about to kill someone else, and then they suddenly die, and it's like, what? And then there was someone behind them, and that was the person that killed them. So this is how it happened the first time. There's a guy.
Is that the life-death thing?
No. It was, they're in the desert at the Angel family place, and, they've just killed everyone. Or they thought they killed everyone, and then it's just, Dredd talking to Schneider, and he's like, something, and then Schneider is like, Dredd, look! And he turns around, and there's a judge right behind him about to shoot him.
I do not remember this part at all.
He's just about to shoot him, and then suddenly he gets shot in the back and falls over, and there's a hooded figure behind them, and they're like,
"Whoa,
yeah,
that guy.
like, you saved us!"
Fargo.
And he takes off his hood, and it's Fargo, who was on his, like, retirement walk through the desert.
Yeah. By the way, that was the stupidest fucking thing ever, can we just say?
But then
he dies dramatically.
He's like, he saved them, and they're all back together again. He's like, together again. And Dredd is like, together again. And then suddenly, he, like, starts like, ugh, and someone stabs him in the back, and he falls over. And there's another guy behind him. And the guy's like, ugh, and they start fighting the guy. It was a mutant,
or
yeah.
the
It was a
mutant, whatever.
But then, okay,
this
not only that, but then they use that device again later, where the random, like, Asian villain sidekick was about to shoot Dredd off the roof.
Who the fuck was she?
I don't know, she was just some scientist, I think.
Do any of us actually know who the hell she was?
Okay, I don't think either, one sec. Her, Dr. Ilsa Hayden, played by Joan Chen.
Ilsa Hayden? Yusa Hayden. See more connection to episode 2. See?
Oh, interesting.
I deserve a fucking Oscar for that beautiful analogy.
An Oscar for cleverness?
Yeah. Like, fucking... I don't have
Great.
energy.
Okay. Alright. But so the point is, she's on the roof and she's about to shoot Dredd off the roof, and then suddenly she, like, falls over and Hershey's behind her and she just killed her, and I'm like, they did it again? But then the thing is, that moment was actually, like, it looked pretty good, and I said, what did I say? Wait a minute. I'm looking for... I said something like, and suddenly the... Oh, wait, no, that was later. That's something completely different. Never mind. Okay. I'm gonna cut this part out where I said all this. But so, so my note is, this movie really overuses the someone behind character kills them unexpectedly device.
Whatever.
So it does it 3 times in a row the first time, and then another time again later. But anyway.
So yeah.
Negative notes.
I have a few notes.
All right.
So this, I don't know. Maybe you'll understand this more because I think this is when I was starting to unpay attention. They can determine where a bullet comes from, but when he gets shot, no one looks into it, and I don't know who he is. Oh yeah, that was when the fucking guy shot himself in the arm, and it's like, Judge Dredd shot me, even though he shot himself, and it's like, literally the whole plot revolves around someone using his DNA to shoot someone else. So why can't they fucking use the DNA to the thing with... you get my point.
Because they don't have time.
Whatever.
They don't have time. They have to chase Judge Dredd for the stupid Judge Dredd chase scene.
Alright, so...
I have something. This is quick. Let's see. Ahem. High security criminal justice plane misses a thug with a knife hidden in his pants.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, while they're on the plane and they're gonna crash in the desert, right before they crash in the desert, a guy sees Dredd on the plane, and, like, Dredd was the one that sentenced him. Mm-hmm. So he pulls a knife out of his pants.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And I'm like, what? Okay, here's another one. While he was listing all the evil that applies to the Angel family, Dredd says scumbags but misses cannibals. He's
That's
like...
for dramatic effect. It's like, also, you're cannibals.
Yeah, he was like, Rob Schneider was like, who the hell are they? And he's like, they're the Angel family. Villains, barbarians, scumbags. And then
also
later, he's like, I'm a believer. Rob Schneider is actually really clever. Frees himself by pretending that he was a godly man. He's like, praise the Lord, hallelujah, brother, I'm a believer. And they cut him loose from the chains where he was stuck. And then he was like, yes. You're like, yay, I'm free. And he's like, Dredd's like, not really. No, really. And he's like, why? And he's like, I forgot to mention, your new friends, they're also cannibals.
That's a horrible.
So, you know,
voice.
they almost eat Rob Schneider. Boy, would have that been a treasure.
Just the scene cuts to like Rob Schneider with an apple in his mouth, and, like naked, and it's just like, could you pass me the nipple? And
Oh my god.
I can't believe you just said, can you pass me the nipple?
Shazamcast, the first podcast in history to make a Rob Schneider nipple joke. We are gods. Anyways,
So yeah.
oh, here's something.
What is that?
Yeah, Fargo says that the reason Rico... So, Dredd and Rico were both created in order to be, like, the greatest judges ever made. But then Fargo says that the reason Rico went bad is because he genetically mutated to become the perfect criminal.
What?
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that...
Oh, what I did like was when there was, so they set up this joke that they do a lot where will ask someone how they plead, and then they say, or you know, he'll say something and then they'll be like, so he's like, how do you plead? And they'll say not guilty, and then he'll say, like, I knew you'd say that, and then like sentence them to death or something.
So
but then there was a scene where he got the cyborg to ram into the wall, basically, the cyborg mutant, and he's like, how do you plead? And the cyborg's like, "Ugh," and he's like, I thought you'd say that, and then shoots him in the head, which I actually did.
That's
like
beautiful.
That. Yeah.
All right.
It was great.
I don't know. I don't gotten any more notes. I mean, other than
I have some more actually. To talk about. Yeah, here we go. So I don't remember what this is in reference to, but I just have the note. You have just sealed your fate. No, you have just sealed yours. Griffin has the comebacks of a second grader.
Does he? Sorry,
because,
I'm like tired and I can't retort at all.
It was just the phrase, like, so he's like, you know, for example, you know, you're dumb. No, you're dumb. You stink. No, you stink. It's Griffin has the comebacks of a second grader. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Actually, I have two. One is, Dredd kills about 50 innocent judges just trying to do their job in his escape.
Yeah.
As he's doing the chase scene, he kills about 50 innocent judges who were just trying to do their job.
Yeah.
He is the law. He is our hero. So it's fine. Anyway, here's another one. Rico says the clones will be complete in 8 hours. That is the first thing he says. He's like, the clones will be complete. Griffin says, like, it'll only take 8 hours to make the clones. Then they start the cloning process, and then it takes 15 minutes. The movie, like, is 15 minutes, and then Rico's like, it's only 2 hours until the clones are done, but I can't wait that long. And so, my note is just, movie expects me to believe that the last 15 minutes took over 6 hours. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to go through everything. Oh, okay, you know what? Let's just, you are clearly didn't see a lot of this movie, and...
No, I saw it fully, I just don't remember a fucking thing.
I don't... Oh, yeah, I found one more note, which is that the 60-year-old non-functioning robot warrior can easily be turned on by twiddling a couple of wires, but that's just a dumb plot device. It's not really, you know, a critique of the movie necessarily.
Yeah, alright. Yeah,
So,
I like
I
love the design of that, because it was like really cartoonish and really like kind of over the top in a fun way.
Oh yeah, the big cyborg, or not the cyborg, the big robot warrior it looked cool.
Yeah.
So, I remember the other time that they used someone, you know, unexpectedly kills someone from behind sequence, which was when the robot was about to kill Hershey, and then Rob Schneider killed it from behind. Or didn't kill it, but like jumped on the back of it and ripped out a bunch of wires and made it break down. So, yeah, I don't have anything else really to say. Oh, yeah, I have some final thoughts, but I'll say that during final thoughts. Do you have anything else to say about this movie?
No, so I'm gonna go to final thoughts, I think.
Alright.
Alright, so my final thoughts on this movie. It has some really great action scenes, and it is visually stunning. Like the costumes are great, the sets are really great, and this is just coming from someone who loves just like physical props and shit like that. But the story is so fucking stupid, and the acting for the most part is pretty bad. So I didn't have that great a time watching it. So if you want, my final rating for this is going to be a 4.5 out of 10.
All right.
Just one last thing. If you want like the best of this movie, I just like Google Judge Dredd 1995 action scenes, and you probably find like the cool car chase and the cyborg fight, and the intro stuff we talked about. So that's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's really the best of this movie. Let's see. My final thoughts are that this movie, it sets up a couple of things that are really great and doesn't really necessarily deliver on them quite. So, like, if it was just a movie of Judge Dredd being Judge Dredd and doing Judge Dreddy things, that would be pretty cool with me. I'd be down to watch something like that. And, we'll talk about watching something like that very soon. But before we do that, another thing that this movie really never delivers on, and it would be really great if they had done something like it, the creepy clones. The creepy clones are so cool looking. They're like really kind of gross, and like they are like these weird undeveloped humans that are like, human bodies obviously grown way too fast and taken out of the incubators too soon, and they actually start rising at one point out of the machine. And I thought there was going to be like a cool, gross, creepy clone battle, which would have been awesome, because this movie knows how to do action. That's one of the few things that it does really well.
Yeah.
So if we had a, that's another thing that it sets up and then doesn't do, gross, creepy clone battle. In fact, I'm not even sure what happened to the clones at the end of this movie, but they were like, screw it, we don't have time to talk about these clones. And then, I don't know, there are just things that this movie could have been that it wasn't, and and they, maybe another movie will be those things sometime. Let's see, but I'm going to also go for a 4 out of 5.
You love going with.
Sorry, a 4. I'm not also going to go for a 4 out of 5. I'm actually, you know what?
What?
5.
Damn.
Because I was going to go for a 4 out of 5, but then, first of all, that wasn't what you said. You said 4.5 out of 10. Wait, not a 4 out of 5. Sorry, a 4 out of 10. What am I talking about? Not a 4 out of 10. A 5 out of 10. Because I like watching movies, and this movie was, to me, I think it might have been what Generation X was to you, which is delightfully silly.
Yeah, Generation X was not delightful. I mean, there were parts that were, like, funny, but, like, it wasn't like, this is so fucking silly.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, but, I don't know. I think I really...
No, it's a very visually pleasing movie, so I can totally get that.
That's really what I appreciate most about it. The fact that how much effort was clearly put into the aesthetic.
Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for.
So
thank you for listening to this episode of the... Wow, wait, that's all stuff I say in the outro.
Yeah, but, that's our thoughts on this movie.
If you want to watch a Judge Dredd movie...
Watch the new one, Dredd.
If you want to watch a Judge Dredd movie, listen to the next episode.
Yeah,
and if you want to watch both of the Judge Dredd movies, then go ahead.
Or just watch the action, and you'll basically get what the good parts are.
If you just want to watch some cool action... In fact, you know what? If you just want to sit back and waste an hour and a half, like, shutting off your brain and watching cool action scenes and a stunning visual environment, then go ahead and watch this movie. It wasn't... there's nothing in this movie that'll make you go, no, why? That's so dumb.
I don't know. If you're paying more attention, then probably you will.
Yeah, if you don't care... Okay, you know what?
If you don't at all care about plot and just want to see pretty colors, go for it.
This is what I'm gonna say. If you don't care about Judge Dredd, as I don't really, then you can go ahead and see this movie, because, you know, it's... For what it is, it's... but it's not... It didn't kill me, like some things we've talked about on the show.
That's X3 for you is just gonna be that movie that we don't talk about, but is always looming in the background.
Funnily enough, like, looking back on X3, I don't even remember why, like, the only thing I remember that was that bad about it was the Phoenix, which was, you know, no, never mind, it still sucks.
It's your tragic backstory, dude!
Oh my god! If I'm ever a superhero, then...
Your tragic backstory is gonna be, I saw X3, and I died because of it.
Oh my god. That's gonna be like the thing that my sidekick never brings up. It's like, people will be like, so, Leo, what were your thoughts on X3? And I'll just like...
And you just glare at them.
I'll narrow my eyes and walk away, and my sidekick will be like, dude, not cool, man.
And that's like Superman going up to Batman and being like, hey, happy Father's Day!
To be fair, both their parents are dead, but...
Whatever. Anyways, so thank you again for listening, and join us next time as we review Dredd, or as it was known at release, Dredd 3D.
Yeah. Was it known as that?
Yeah, when it came out, it was Dredd 3D.
Oh yeah, I saw a poster for that. That's right, I remember.
Alright.
That came out in 2012. I was 12 back then, dude.
Yeah, dude, you're a millennium child.
Weird stuff. I'm a millennium child. That's what I'm called.
You know, if you're a millennium child, you know what that makes me?
What? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Shazamcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it's probably a good idea for you to check out the other episodes, which you can find on our iTunes page at The Shazamcast. Subscribe to have them downloaded automatically to your computer as soon as they come out. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/ShazamCast, and WordPress, shazamcast.wordpress.com. If you'd like to get in touch with us, email into shazamcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to help us get the word out there about this show of ours, then leave us a review on iTunes. It only takes a minute, and it really, really helps us out. Thank you. It means a lot to us. Oh yes, a lot. More than you could ever imagine. Shazamcast.